to Iconic Entertainment. It's your boy Michael Jordan. Today in this podcast live, I just want to be discussing on some WWE 2K26 wrestling game, of course. Now, I'm gonna just dive straight into it. So with this game, I'm so excited for it because just the whole fact of 2K25 is just honestly one of my all-time favorite wrestling games, just to put that out there, along with SmackDown versus Raw on 8, as far as like the old school retro games and stuff like that. Now in a couple of articles here though. Now, I first want to discuss. Now we know that so far for like WWE 2K26, the roster is going to be massive. Now, I will say this: I'm actually hoping that we actually get the Samoans back in the 2K for 2K26. Now, I know at times when it comes to like the roster, nor and this just always been like this for WWE games. Like anytime they happen to make a wrestling game, they'll have like certain wrestlers that they'll keep on, of course. Like when it comes to like the legends, and then they'll have like other wrestlers that they'll end up taking off the game. So hopefully they make this like a permanent thing as far as like the Samoans. So we should see what happens. But I know overall, as far as like what they did for the last one, which was the whole showcase and everything, for us to unlock all those amazing Samoa characters and stuff like that. And then of course with Roman Reigns, with him being the champion, it was like it was revolved around the bloodline, and that's what made it so cool, then so many things to actually do in the game, so this game right here, I already know that 2K26 is going to be lit. It's going to be fire because just from everything that I'm just really about to read off that we already kind of just already know right off the rip. So we're getting started. So it says here that more legends are officially being added to WWE 2K26, and the focus is clear. The game is leaning heavily on the Attitude Era, of course, and Ruthless Aggression Era with more iconic stars. And then, of course, it says from both periods joining the roster, these additions aim to boost nostalgia while expanding dream match possibilities. On top of that, classic arenas are being fully updated with modern visuals, lighting, and next gen polish, making them feel authentic yet fresh for longtime fans, of course, like us. This is an updated signals and stronger commitment to wrestling history and legendary presentation, making WWE 2K26 feel bigger, deeper, and more complete than ever before. Now, with that being said, like I said, guys, we already know that the roster is going to be massive. We're actually going to get up to like 400 superstars on this game. You know what I'm saying? So that is big. That's probably like actually the most that we actually ever had in a WWE game, of course. You know what I'm saying? And that's really speaking something because like from the last one that we had, it was pretty big. It is like, especially like with us getting all those DLC packs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It just made the roster even bigger. Especially if you're one of those type of people like me, myself personally, when it comes to wrestling games. You want to have as many superstars as you can to play with, to like build in your universe mode and everything when you're doing your matches and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's a ton of fun. And then of course, when you're making your brands and stuff like that, and then coming up with your own matches and stuff like that, it's cool. So they're gonna have that same thing. We already know they're gonna have that same effect, and it's gonna be fun. Now I want to dive into what it really said as far as like the matches goes. So where is it at in this article here? I know that I've seen it. I know that I have it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, some of now the wait, hold on. Actually, let me go back because that's not the one I really wanted to read off. Where is it at? I know I seen it in here. Well, okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to look for. So we already know for a fact that we got the I Quit match coming. We got the Inferno match coming. Then we got the Three Stages of Hell that's coming back, and then of course we got the Dumpster match that's supposed to be coming. So with that being said, I'm already hyped for this because the last time we actually had an Inferno match was probably, I want to say, around in like 2013 when they dropped WWE 13, if I'm correct. Well, of course that's when CM Punk was on the cover and everything, and we had AJ Lee and all that good stuff. So I think that was the last time that we actually had it, if I'm correct. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the I Quit match, about the same results. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while, so I'm glad that they bringing that back. I'm glad that they bringing back their three stages of hell because it's been a while since we had that as well too. So yeah, and then of course they got the dumpster match as well. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Now I hope that they do keep the other matches that we had from the previous one, like with the whole casket match, the ambulance match. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they keep those and they just keep adding to it. Now we already know that they're going to keep the underground match because the underground that's pretty new. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, we just not getting that. It's only been like what about 2 3 years since we actually had that. You know, and that of course all started from when we had Shayna Baszler go up against Lola Vice, of course. You know what I'm saying? So that is new. So I know that's not going anywhere and everything. But as far as like old school matches, I really hope they do happen to keep like the ambulance match and like the whole casket match and stuff like that. Now it may still feel like it's like the same old thing as far as like the dumpster and the casket, but hey, it's still gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be fun. It's something that we're gonna be looking forward to actually playing and enjoying. You know, but I like that. I really do like this, and I really have some. I got some ideas as far as like what I would do as far as like with the whole Inferno match and everything. So yes, I'm really hyped about that one. That one really has my attention. Um, some other things that I actually want to talk about here. Now, it did mention about the universe mode. Now it says something about like the universe mode happened to have a draft. So I'm guessing like after we happen to like after WrestleMania, of course, like when we do all our like our pay-per-views and stuff like that and everything. I'm guessing somewhere around the borderlines of like how the NBA is in the NFL, like how we do the off season. So like they'll probably have like an off season on here to where you can go ahead and do your whole draft pool, and yeah, just draft all your superstars that you want pretty much where you want to place them at, as far as like brand wise, whether if you want them on Raw, whether if you want them on SmackDown, or if you want to go nostalgia like I normally do, you'll do like some WCW, do like some NWO, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that's pretty cool. To spice things up and everything. Now we know that that was something that they actually started like when they had did the whole Gene Young mode as far as like with the WWE SmackDown vs Raw '08. So that's kind of what started up the Gene Young mode, and I'm glad that they brought it back. Now I will admit this. Now since I've had WWE 2K25, I haven't actually used it as much as I did like back then. You know what I'm saying? But I still got a taste of it just to see how it actually felt because I wanted to see like if it still had that same feeling from when I was a kid when doing the whole Gmo thing. And it's pretty decent. It's not. It is. It is. It's pretty decent, but I just get so hung up on the universe mode because just having that universe mode is just you have full control over it. You know what I'm saying? You can set up your superstars the way you want to, customize outfits, all that good stuff. As far as like tag team goes, you do that however you want to do that. As far as like the brands goes, continuously making brands and stuff like that. Like on my 2K25, of course, like I got like up to 6 brands. You know what I'm saying? And that's all because I happen to added a whole different genre of superstars. Now, of course, like me, we all know that I love the superheroes, so I actually added superheroes and stuff like that into the game. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it so fun because you're able to do something different besides just using the wrestlers all the time and everything. But overall, guys, like I said, I think this WWE 2K26 may be one of the best games. And that's just my opinion. Now I know a lot of other people they actually appreciate the older games, of course. They feel like those are way better than the newer wrestling games that we have now, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with that whole nostalgia feeling as far as like what they had added with those games and stuff like that and everything. Now I remember I seen somebody comment they were at a time where they mentioned when you're fighting outside the ring and you happen to want to like grab like a weapon and everything, you can get it from the fans and stuff like that, and then start beating up your opponent with the weapon that the fans gave you. And yeah, I feel that that's cool. That probably will be something that they should probably pick back up and actually add. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. I see I got some people in here. The goatee, extra freaking muscle mustache. What's going on, Gulf of America? Uh, what's going on, everybody? But yeah, I basically wanted to just yeah, really talk on that, chat about that and everything. So what else I seen in here? It's something else. Oh, so in this article here, guys, now it says like WWE 2K26 will finally be revealed, and expectations are sky high. Every details point to smoother, more fluid gameplay. Now with added dynamism, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, that makes matches feel more alive than ever. Universe mode is set for massive upgrades, promising deeper storytelling and greater control. Next gen graphics and features will push realism further. And then further in the article, it says here, while several classic SmackDown vs. Raw elements are reportedly making a comeback, my GM mode is also getting meaningful improvements, and Island will offer more freedom to explore. Add a huge roster featuring TNA superstars, NXT talent, and legends in this reveal that can be huge. Now, we already know as far as like with the superstars goes, like I mentioned, that the superstars is going to be massive. Now, I'm curious to see as far as like wait, what other legends that they're actually going to bring to the game. Now, off my head, I know for a fact I really can't really think of nobody else except for them bringing back the Samoans. Um, I don't know. Like, I did mention about Chris Benoit, but that one might be a little bit of a stretch, because of the whole fact of how everything, what happened with the whole incident, stuff like that when he passed away, you know. So he was like one of the superstars that I would like for him to come back to be on the game. Another superstar that I actually thought about was Chris Jericho. You know, now that Chris Jericho is not like with AEW and everything, maybe it's a possibility he could be coming back to the game. You know, I don't know. Those like my main two that I can actually think about so far though. But I honestly I really hope that they do bring them back. But we'll just have to see what they happen to do and everything. So only time will tell. Like Chris Jericho, he might be one of those guys that we might have to get through like one of the DLC packs and stuff like that. Like I don't think he's gonna like come already on the game. So we probably have to have him like do like a showcase or something like that. However they have it set up. But it'll be fun to have him back though, you know. But overall, I can't really think of too many other legend superstars that I will actually want. But yeah, y'all have to let me know as far as like in the chat room, like as far as like what legends that you would really want to see, you know, that actually be on the game and stuff like that. Because yeah, I can't really think of too many people. Um, but yeah, that's mainly what I really wanted to discuss. As far as like with wrestling and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just so hype about this game. And yeah, I just know that it's going to be a ton of fun. Now, it was another article that I seen. Now, it probably could be fake. I did have some people comment in my group, of course, that mentioned that it was like, yeah, they don't really think it's real. They just think it was a AI kind of thing. Now, it was a post to where they said that AJ Lee would have like her own showcase. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's actually fake news or if that's actually real. So only time until once the game happen to get released that we'll see whether or not she actually have it. Now I know for a fact that she's going to be on the game. You know what I'm saying? Now she probably not might not be automatically on the game. She'll probably be like something that we'll have to get through like a DLC pack. But I know that she's finally going to be on the game. You know, so she won't be one of the superstars that I have to get through Community Center. So that one right there, I am excited for it. You know, I am hyped about that. We already know that we're getting Sol Ruka. We already know about Julia finally being on the game. We already know that we're going to get Stephanie already on the game. You know, so they're no longer going to be a DLC pack. So that is fun. That is amazing news. And yeah, I'm just hyped about this, guys. I'm really hyped, and I love to hear you guys' thoughts about it and everything. As far as like what you actually think. Hang on, guys. I'm just looking at my comment section here to see what people are saying. But yeah. I just wanted to see what you guys actually think about these articles, because, like I said, I know that this game is gonna be a ton of fun. Now, I do also want to bring about the as far as like the cover. Now, everybody already saying that it's CM Punk. I'm been seeing it timing just all through social media, on Facebook, on Instagram. People been, posting CM Punk as him being on the cover and stuff like that for WWE 2K26. I think it's going to happen, and it may lead to that, but we still don't know yet. So we still don't have a confirmation on it. So everything right now is still like rumors, still speculations and stuff like that. So we should be getting who's going to be on the cover pretty soon. But something telling me that it's going to be CM Punk though, out of all the wrestlers, because him, being champion, and yeah, with him just being the spotlight of WWE and everything, and of course we all know that CM Punk is a fan favorite, and it's been quite some time since CM Punk been on the cover. Because we already know last time CM Punk was on the cover was WWE, 13, of course. So yeah, it's about that time for him to go ahead and make that comeback to be on the cover and everything. But honestly, if I had to choose it, I honestly think I would pick like an underdog, like somebody like Obafemi, Javon Evans, like Jada Parker. I know she's not that popular and everything, but like Jada Parker, of course. Maybe Stephanie, so like Jay Uso, you know what I'm saying? So like somebody that's an underdog, it like it's just to be cool to see one of them actually be on the cover and everything. Somebody that's not up to that elite peak yet in the WWE and everything, and that's still making a name for themselves. Trick Williams is another one I wouldn't mind seeing on the cover of WWE 2K26, but just to throw some names out there, to actually see, how people actually think, or who they could possibly see that could be on the cover and everything. But that's just my opinion, though. If I had to really choose, as far as like putting somebody on the cover or whatnot, but something telling me that it's about close to like a 95% chance that it's going to end up being CM Punk being on the cover. But I like it, and I feel that it's that time, and yeah, he out here shining, and of course we already know that CM Punk is about to retire. I remember seeing an article about it, that he's supposed to be retiring within like about 2-3 years, if I'm correct. Because I know his contract, he don't have much longer on his contract and everything. He's getting older, yeah, and it's about that time that that he just ready to move on, from wrestling and everything. And he deserve it, he does. He really does deserve it. He pretty much accomplished everything in the WWE. So I could see him happening to wanting to retire around in 2 years and everything. We're already losing my boy AJ Styles. So yeah, he's like CM Punk is like the next one up in the runner up to end up retiring. So it's cool, and I'm just hyped about this game. I am. I'm really hyped about this game. I'm really curious to see when they're gonna have a release date for it, because they didn't start talking about this game until like a little bit towards like maybe like the beginning of this month, I believe. They start throwing stuff out there and start happening to be talking about this game. So it's a possibility that we could be still getting it in March, which that's around the time that we end up getting it last year and everything. We end up getting it in March. So it sounds about right when we happen to get it in March. We'll probably get the trailer like somewhere around between maybe next week. I'm not making a guarantee, but maybe next week. But if we don't get it next week, then we definitely gonna get it next month, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna be ready to see that gameplay trailer to see what it is that they're gonna reveal as far as like the superstars and stuff like that, how the graphics is gonna look. I already well actually I'm gonna actually point that out real quick to y'all. So I already know that the graphics is gonna look outstanding, because the graphics for like 2K25 on the PS5, it looks spectacular. Like it literally looks realistic. Like it look like they actual sales, you know what I'm saying, that we actually see on TV. So they do such an amazing job when it comes to like the graphics and everything. Like prime example, like when I remember it was a time where I was actually playing WWE 2K25, and like as you actually hitting them and everything, like it's just like real life. Like if they was to get smacks in the chest, or like taking hits to the back, you can see like the bruises and like they back getting red and everything. So they are very detailed graphic when it comes to these graphics and everything, man. And this guy's so realistic with it. You know what I'm saying? You can even hear the sound effects from like when you slamming the wrestler down on in the ring and everything. So they just do so much with these wrestling games, man. And I just think a lot of people, they really just take these newer wrestling games for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because they put a lot of time into it, and we all know that quality means everything when it comes to like just not just games, but just things in general. Like quality means everything. You know what I'm saying? And if you have that great quality content, people will love your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like WWE really be delivering when it comes to like the graphics and everything else when it comes to like the gameplay and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not a time that I was bored with the WWE. You know what I'm saying? I never get bored with that game because it's just so much to do. Just like with 2K26, like with 2K26, it's gonna be so much to do. Like even with the whole island thing, like we know that now we know with the island, of course, they had that for the PS5, but they didn't have that for like the PlayStation 4, of course. So that was something that was a little bit more exclusive, and it's cool that they actually added that, because now we're able to. It's kind of like how I mean not WWE, but like NBA 2K is like how of course like if you're playing like the NBA 2K with what's it called, the My Career. If I'm correct, the My Career, where it's just your superstar that you're creating, and you're able to travel around and like talk with your buddies and stuff like that you actually hoop on the court with, and it actually has that same effect. That's the same thing that they actually did with WWE now with the whole Woman Reigns Island thing, where you're able to like just travel around and stuff like that, and like shop for different stuff like that. Get your character geared up and stuff like that and everything. So yeah, I'm really glad that they added that. You know what I'm saying? I felt that that was something that was really huge. To really add to the game and everything. So it's so many different things that they really add to WWE. So it's not one of those games to where you could just get easily bored with. You know what I'm saying? So it's always something to do, even if you just create and stuff. Like that's even fun to do because I see all the time through Facebook where people they'll like post different arenas. They're posting their characters, of course. They're posting all kind of championships. You know what I'm saying? That just be looking spectacular. You know what I'm saying? And it really be on point. Like it's the same stuff that you would see like on TV as far as like it having the details with the designs and stuff like that of the arenas. They make sure they're on point with it. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel that this is really cool. But I'm definitely looking forward to do WWE 2K26. I think it is going to be one of the best WWE games ever played and everything. And I just think it's going to have a lot to offer. You know what I'm saying? Especially with them going back to the Attitude Era, because we know that the Attitude Era was one of the greatest eras of WWE and everything. You know what I'm saying? So with them actually bringing that back, I just think that's just going to be just so amazing to actually just appreciate and just to take in and to just to enjoy. So yeah, I'm hyped for this game. I am, but I'm curious to hear all of you guys' thoughts as far as like what you actually gonna think about this game, like what it is that you actually gonna be looking forward to playing when it comes to WWE 2K26. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it's just gonna be a ton of fun. It is. It's gonna be a ton of fun, but you guys gonna have to let me know. Do I play Roblox games? No, I do not play Roblox games. My nephews actually play Roblox games. They're really more into that stuff. But personally, that's really not my thing for real, for real. But I know that it's very popular, and I know a ton of people play it online and everything. So you'll have to like let me know whether if that's something worth playing or whatnot. But I normally do not play Roblox for real. But yeah, you guys have to let me know as far as like what it is you're actually looking forward to when it comes to WWE 2K26, because I love to hear you guys' thoughts and everything as far as like how you're actually gonna feel about the game. I'm definitely gonna purchase the game and everything and have a ton of fun with it. What's going on? What's your name? Noraj 360. What's going on, Noraj 360? Yeah, but I'm gonna have a ton of fun with this game. I just feel that it's gonna be a ton of fun, and yeah, I'm gonna have a blast for it. Probably just be playing it for hours, like how I did with Wrestling 25. Because yeah, like I said, it's gonna have the Attitude Era. They bringing back the Ruthless Aggression. They going all out with it. They even brought back the old WWE logo. So I feel that that's really cool, very nostalgia and everything to actually bring that back. So yeah, this game gonna be fun, but You guys gotta let me know what it is that you're looking forward to. What superstars that you're gonna be actually interested in as far as like them being on the game. Let me know as far as like what DLC packs you think we're gonna actually get. Because as far as like Royal Rumble winner, that is a great question. Who do I think the Royal Rumble is going to be? I'm going and I know I'm probably going to be reaching because he's one of my favorite superstars. I'm going with AJ Styles to be the Royal Rumble winner, only because if he happens to not win the Royal Rumble, then he's going to end up retiring right then and there at the Royal Rumble, which that'll be kind of sucks for him to just go out, that for that to be like his last pay-per-view, in the WWE and everything. So I'm hoping that is AJ Styles. As far as like the women's Royal Rumble, I will probably have to say maybe Charlotte, maybe Alexa Bliss, maybe. I know they're a tag team, but I don't know. Maybe one of them. I'm quite sure that it's probably gonna be somebody that I'm not gonna actually see coming, and that probably, like, it'll be interesting if it's somebody like who's that champion, somebody like who can I think of, like Lash Legend, or a possibility of Nia Jax, maybe. So I'm just throwing names out there, but like, honestly, I probably want to say maybe like Alexa Bliss, maybe Charlotte, something like that. That's probably who I'm going with. As far as like, but I love to see the underdogs actually take the Royal Rumble. It'd be cool, like if it was something like somebody like Trick Williams or Obafemi to actually win the Royal Rumble. That'd be very cool, because then we could actually get that matchup to where it could be Obafemi going against Drew McIntyre, or it'll be like Obafemi versus who's the other champion, CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? So I feel I think that'd be really cool. You know, I think that'd really be cool. Do you? No, I do not know Hindi. No, I do not know Hindi. Um, I do not know Hindi. I am not familiar with it. I'm sorry. But yeah, you guys have to let me know what it is that you actually think, though, as far as like with the game and everything. I'm glad everybody that happened to join on board as far as like these lives. I'll probably just try to see if I can do these a little bit more. I really don't do them very often. I do them, it's really like a special occasion when I happen to do these lives and stuff like that. But I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts as far as like what you actually gonna think about the wrestling game when it happens to hit, going towards this year, of course, because like I said, I'm completely excited for it, and I already know this game is gonna be a ton of fun. The first thing I'm actually gonna do when I actually get the game, though, I already know I'm gonna create my superstars. I'm gonna create my son, create me, of course, create my wife. You know what I'm saying? Get us all freshed up and everything. I'm probably gonna go on community center. Uh, Vibrant Cole. No, who is Vibrant Cole? I do not know him. You'll have to let me know who Vibrant Cole is. I never heard of him before. But yeah, you'll have to but yeah, I already know what I'm gonna do. Go to like community center. Give me a whole bunch of different characters that I'm going to want to add to the game and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun, man. It's just gonna be so much fun. I'm just so hyped to play that WWE 2K26, man. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Now I am curious to see whether or not they're gonna make it for PlayStation 4. I did see some comments where people actually actually said that they hope that they don't make it for PlayStation 4, and I don't want that to happen because not everybody has a PlayStation 5. So I hope that they still show justice, and still release it for the PS4. You know, uh, is there any possible chances of Reigns versus? It can happen. It can happen. I think I did see an article where where they did mention that The Rock will be at WrestleMania, Saudi Arabia, for WrestleMania, for this year's WrestleMania. So it can happen. It can happen. I kind of lost interest in it, because I'm just not a big fan of The Rock anymore. It's just with everything that he got going on, and yeah, I just happen to lose interest in The Rock. But overall, if they do it right, we can still get The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Like, that would sell. Like, a lot of people still want that match. I wish they would have done it around the time when Cody Rhodes was trying to finish his story, I felt like that would have been the perfect time for them to go ahead and do it. Um, yes, yes, I am a fan of John Cena. Yes, great question. I am a fan of John Cena. Yes, Beetlejuice 3. Yes, I am a fan. I am a fan of John Cena. I just now I'm gonna let y'all know something. So I wasn't mad when John Cena ended up with the whole scenario that what happened with John Cena when he gave up against Gunther. You know what I'm saying? I felt that he wanted him to win, but I know a lot of fans got mad about that. But I did not mind, what I'm saying, how John Cena ended up going out, because he was giving it to the newer wrestlers, to the newer generation of wrestlers that was coming up. And Gunther is one of those upcoming wrestlers where, he's made a name for himself. He's big in wrestling entertainment. And yeah, he actually kind of like, it was like he put himself on the map to where he even getting a big or more big of a recognition, I should say. So yes, I am a fan of John Cena though, but yes, I think John Cena is a great wrestler. It sucks that we're not going to be able to see him in wrestling anymore, but he had his time in wrestling though. Yes, he did. He is an amazing wrestler, and I feel that the last match he did, that's going to be one of those matches that people are going to always go back to rewatch. And yeah, they gonna either hate it or they just gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? But I know some people really heard about that one. You know. But yeah, I like I said, guys, I'm happy about this game though. And yeah, like I said, this game is gonna be a ton of fun. And yeah, I'm quite sure a lot of y'all are gonna probably be playing 2K26 for hours and everything. So yeah, this should be very exciting. Very very exciting. But yeah, let me know what all of y'all think as far as like the wrestling game. If y'all happen to have any comments as far as like wrestling news and stuff like that, I will always make sure that I will reply to your comments as far as like if it's dealing with superstars or anything like that of that nature. You can always comment, like you do now in the chat. Yeah, and yeah, I wish all of you the best and stuff like that. So, like I said, this has been another YouTube live for your boy Michael Jordan, and I hope all of you guys have a great morning and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll talk to all of you guys soon. I'm glad all of you guys come aboard. Shout out to Beetlejuice. I'm glad that you came on board. Naraj 360. I'm glad that you came on board. The Gulf of America. Nice to meet you. Sherelle Anderson. Nice to meet you. AKA Sammy Imposter. Nice to meet you. Yep, and Closey G 2028 DK. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet all of you guys. I'm so glad you guys came on board. I'm so glad you guys came on here to want to chat with me and everything about wrestling and stuff like that. It's a good feeling to see you guys comment, on the content and everything. So yeah, let me know what all of you guys think about the wrestling news in the comment section down below though. How do you actually feel about the games and stuff like the wrestling 226 that's going to be releasing sometime soon of this year? Are you excited about it? Are you not excited about it? Just let me know in the comment section down below. Of course, you guys can like, share, and subscribe here at Iconic Entertainment to stay updated with all the newest updates when it comes to wrestling news, Marvel news, DC news, movies, TV shows, all that good stuff. And of course, you guys can follow me on Facebook. You guys can follow me on Instagram at Mike Jordan 378, TikTok at Mike J3, and of course Snapchat at Michael J 1991. It's your boy Michael Jordan. I'm out of here.